Check. Have you hit record?
Stephen has literally made me use the word check while checking off our checklist.
Isn't that what a checklist is for? To check things? And you got to say check at the end of it.
I felt comfortable that I'd done that.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the teamwork that went into creating.
Well, we've got to create a routine. That's the whole thing.
You're a very routine-driven man, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
I love
much.
that because you've said to me a couple of times, I say, I struggle to put something on social after I publish it. And you go, no, it's part of the workflow.
Yeah, definitely.
When
I
do this, I just don't have that.
Okay. What's your work? No workflow?
Not really.
No.
No,
so
I need one.
So when you do, you use like an outside app to do your social for you? Is it sort of automated?
Jolly does it.
He does it?
Yeah.
What, just when he feels like it, or is it when you publish something?
Well, I mean, when he has time in his day.
So immediately after you publish your story on EFTM, you don't immediately put it on social media?
No.
Because I do it the second it's published.
If it's a breaking news story, I'll jump in and do it myself.
Manually.
But as the second I publish a story, everyone with the app gets a notification. So
okay, yeah, of course.
That to me is the power of being a user of the EFTM app. And
fair enough.
Social's not always instant anyway. Like especially Facebook, and people might not see it for half a day.
Yeah.
So, but no, I've always respected that workflow, but routine is a similar word to the way you get things done.
Yes,
but
that's me.
I don't.
I'm a creature of habit, but it's like that. It's more of the routine. It's a work routine,
it's like,
workflow.
I really, I'd love to have someone else who goes, "Have we done that yet? Are we doing that?
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to get to that today? Should I get someone else to do that?"
So this is the conversation I'm having with myself every day.
Yeah, I'm not. I am. Oh man, I've got a list. I've got a to-do list in my notes. It's my top pinned note, but I just keep adding to it.
Do it all up here, mate.
Nah, see, that's never going to happen.
Yeah,
I need to write stuff down. I'm sitting in the school assembly today writing notes. Got to do this. Got to do this.
Write that. Do this.
Yep.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
You're a list maker.
I'm a list maker.
Yeah.
I love
like Joe. My wife Jo's a list. She's
I like
a
deleting
list
stuff
maker.
from the to-do list.
She's a written list maker. Not. I say to her, you got your notes app on your phone.
Yeah.
She goes, I write things down.
You know,
she loves
like see down on the coffee table over there, there's all those little books that we used to often get little books from companies.
Notebooks,
whatever.
Joe loves those.
I
give everyone to her. She has everyone.
I will often go through a phase where I'll go, this book is my list. When I was at SBS, that's all I did, was carry one of those around, list of things to do, whatever.
Yep. You were that guy, were you, in the meeting with a notebook that had
mate, it was one of those places where everything's got to be noted down.
Yeah,
oh, my God, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, so I don't mind, like if I've got a action-packed day, I will write a list and just
really
strike it off as I go.
Yeah.
But my to-do list is more, it's not just today stuff. It's like a broad.
You mean today as in the working day, tomorrow, next week?
It's an everything list. Yeah. There's ideas there for stories that I could do. Like if I got my together.
That's organised. That's a workflow.
But some of them have been there for a month.
Okay.
That's not good.
Better than not being there at all.
Clean warehouse has been at the bottom of the list for in capitals, mind you, for some time. And as you well know, that's not happened yet.
That's hard. You know what? I like at my place, I do try to clean up as regularly as I can, and you're thinking, where do I start? There's nowhere. I'm thinking, how am I going to start this? And then then something else comes up. I've got to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the challenge.
Poor two blokes are so busy. We need assistants. Anyone want to be our assistants?
For free.
Would you have an assistant? Like someone here with you, saying, and you can say, okay, can you just email Samsung for me and do this? Tell them to drop that off.
No, but see, that's what I want. I don't want them to do that.
I like to do that myself.
Yeah, I do.
Tell them I can't make that lunch or whatever.
Even all the Mickey you take out of me for delegating stuff, I can't delegate the regular tasks.
Right.
And I don't. And the other thing is, if you delegate away, even just filtering through emails and things like that, and then you're left with doing business like trying to sell or make money, and then researching good story, playing with a gadget, writing about it, and that kind of stuff. You're going to end up with just the business stuff.
Yeah.
And while I get a
massive balancing act, isn't it?
While I get a massive rush out of an email that says we're in.
Yeah. We're in, as in
let's do that thing you proposed.
Yeah.
I get a massive rush out of that. And I go straight to my budget spreadsheet and I put it in and I go, we're still alive,
Yeah.
I couldn't delegate it
very well.
I couldn't delegate that stuff.
No, of course
because
not.
Because you know what? That's very personal.
Like, this is going to sound, I don't know, this sounds egotistical, but Tech Guide is me. Tech Guide is Stephen Fennick. EFTM is Trevor Long.
100%.
So if I think I've thought of this because if I were to say to sell Tech Guide, say someone said we want to buy your website off you, I think the success of Tech Guide is the fact that I'm running it,
That's
it's
right.
me.
100%.
And so how do I sell that? Like, do I have to get someone else run it?
Let's be real. At our traffic levels, the traffic alone is not worth the amount of money that you might want to get out of a sale.
But
and it would diminish immediately after at my exit from the business.
Yeah.
So I've never even thought about it.
Right. Yeah, just things I've thought a little bit about. Sort of what's my
As you
exit?
approach
What's my
retirement.
exit strategy?
Okay.
My
Yeah,
exit strategy. What am I going to do? So I approach retirement. Yeah. Well, haven't you thought of that?
No.
Have you got you given the future some consideration?
None.
I know you're a little bit younger than me, not much younger than me, a little bit younger than me.
You know,
have you thought?
Can I just throw this at you?
Yeah.
Because today, Thursday, I'm older.
It's your birthday tomorrow. So the 14th.
Today, as people are watching.
The 14th, yeah.
As people are watching.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Happy birthday,
so I'm not
Trev.
as
So
old.
it's your birthday. We should say happy birthday.
The gap has diminished is what I'm saying. Okay,
For
the gap
what?
has diminished.
For 3 months, and then it's my birthday. Yeah. Thanks, mate. For 2 months.
Mate, I don't think about it at all.
So what are you, 49? 47? 47.
47.
You are today. Let's say today, because you're listening to this on Thursday, watching this on Thursday. Happy birthday, Trev.
Yeah, thanks, cheers.
47.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Can I see your birth certificate?
No.
You like
1976.
You like Mick Dundee? You don't know what year you were born?
Yeah, the summer of
It was just
1976. That's
Right.
this week's movie, folks.
There you
Crocodile
go.
Dundee.
Nice
Get on it.
little plug there.
So here, the only conversation I've had about the future is I rang my mum today.
Yeah.
Because we're going through the process of trying to sell the pub, and there's when people ask questions, it's tiring everyone out, the amount of questions you get. And I rang mum and I said, listen, just so you know, I'm never selling my house. No, it's never happening.
too much of a
If
hassle.
this is what it's like, I'm never doing it.
You know what? That's fair.
You take me out in a box, folks. That's how it's happening.
So this is the house for you the rest of your life?
100%. Mate, I don't see why we'd ever move.
Okay. You don't want to downsize with the kids all move out?
No, I'll just move.
That's me now. That's me now. A big empty house.
Knock some rooms out and move the office back there or something.
Yeah, okay.
Also, then you've got the next phase, Stephen,
Yes.
of
Grandkids.
Grandkids come round.
What are you trying to say, mate?
I'm just saying, you're not going to downsize
so you
because
reckon,
why would you get rid of all those
Well, no,
bedrooms when
of
you're going to
course.
want your kids to come round, stay the night before Christmas so they can have Christmas morning at your or whatever,
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah.
it's
no thought of downsizing my place.
I can imagine.
I don't want to.
Aren't you thinking of expanding, going
Well,
upwards, sideways, everywhere?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But yeah, I've got enough room, mate. I've got enough room in there.
Yeah. So honestly, I'm poorly financially planned, let alone life planned.
But on the retirement side, though,
Yeah.
And I'm not. Like, admittedly, I'm closer to retirement than you are. Right? Seeing I'm a few years older than you.
Yeah.
Have you given any consideration to how you're going to leave things? How, are you going to pass it on to your son, or is it going to be?
You can't make those calls until you find out where they end up. Like
exactly, yeah.
I'd be happy if Jackson said I want to work for you from next year because after he's finished school, his mother would kill us because she wants him to go to uni and study and
but he can be
get a real job.
Though. He can be part-time.
That's exactly right, right? But you don't want to assume that he's actually going to enjoy this. It might be actually boring and horrible.
Yeah, right.
Because the fun stuff, it's what we do.
Yeah.
Like someone said to me the other day, I can't remember how it came up, but someone kind of who didn't know what I did. It might have been international or something like that.
Is this your wife?
No, that might have been my mum.
What do you do again?
It was like maybe it was someone who was looking for an interview or something like that. And
for you to interview someone?
No, let's say they wanted me to appear on a show. All right, and I've gone, well, I can't at that time. And I reckon it was last Wednesday that this happened.
Was this married at first sight or something?
They said, can you suggest anyone else like you who could comment on this?
Yeah.
And I said, no, because he's with me. Like, I know for a fact he can't comment. Yeah. And I said, and there's only 2 of us in the country.
Yeah.
Like, there's just...
We've got the market cornered, eh?
There's not many people in this role.
Exactly,
so it's hard to assume that anyone else could come into this.
Did you knock back the Google 6PR Google chat? Did they ask you that?
Yeah. Did you get that text?
I couldn't do it either. Yeah.
Did you get that text like an hour or 3 ago?
No, that was yesterday. I got the text.
Oh, okay. No,
yesterday.
Google.
The Google search.
Today was something else.
It's Google search. They came to me first.
No, because I was on 6PR yesterday. Yeah. I can't do
Are
another
you still
show.
doing 6PR? I thought December
Yeah.
you're off now.
I know.
You said
I've
you're going
held
to
on
keep
to
6PR.
6PR, yeah.
Right, okay. Because it was their morning show, and it was their morning, which was my early afternoon. I said,
Yeah.
I can do it at 1:45, but and they said, sweet. And they said, look, sorry, we're going to have to push it back 2:15. I said, sorry, I'm going to be with my dad. I can't.
Yeah.
And they said, and I said, look, I got there, and I think if you ring me right now, I can do it. I got because I got to do a COVID test, and I got to wait. And they said, sorry, well, so I'm out. My window has closed. Was what I said.
Well, the two blokes weren't on.
Yeah.
So if someone else was,
Yeah.
we're coming to get you. Right, because that's how we roll.
Yeah, but if anyone wants to make an offer on Tech Guide, let me know.
Oh, okay. And are you looking for an assistant, by the way?
Oh, look, I would love. I tried a few years ago to sort of through socials to get like uni graduates or young people, guys and girls who want to try their hand at writing and to get into this, and had like a handful of responses and no one really serious about it.
Yeah.
So I'd love for a couple of keen young reviewers to want to help me out.
With the greatest of respect to our hardcore audience, I've definitely had some of them say, "Oh, I could do stuff," but in the end, you would be looking for someone who's uni grad or someone like that.
Someone keen wants to get their name, see their name written, on stories and get some experience and travel and do all that sort of stuff. Would love to have hear from if you've maybe our listeners, young uni graduates or something. I don't know what's our demo. Is our demo older listeners or
I think they're our age.
Or age, yeah, okay. Maybe if your kids want to work for the two blokes, or for me, I'm happy to help them out if you're keen.
The two blokes would have you, but there'd be no money in it because we take all the money here.
We'll see what we can do. Yeah, there'll be some lot of playing with the latest toys.
That is the perk.
And travelling too. I could offer you some trips.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if the trips I can't make, they can go on them. Yeah.
You think they would send them?
Yeah. Well, I might have been asked many times if
someone else.
I can't travel. He goes, did anyone else on your team want to go? I think.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah,
how well do you know Tech Guide? The team's me. Like, hello. Yeah. But if I have a team, I can then offer if they can make events that I can't go to, trips I can't make, products I can't review. See, now you're selling it to me, events I can't go to. I don't want to go to any of them.
So
if that's of appeal to someone, happy to talk about it in the new year.
Wow, there it is. Yeah. It's out there, folks. Time to do this.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad price.
With Trevor Long from EFTM.com.
Really handy device.
And Stephen Fennick from techguide.com.au.
Episode 613. Stephen asked me if I was superstitious, and I reminded him that there's been a 13, 113, 213, 313, 413, 513. But
13, 113, 214, 313, 413, 513. So we've already had 6 shows with 13 in it.
And now you're worried about superstition.
So 6 is 613. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think we're doing okay.
I think we've
Thanks
made it this far.
To the great people at Arlo and Netgear. We'll tell you about home security offers and actually a movie offer. Bit of a cool thing going on with Arlo, as well as offers from Netgear as the show rolls on. It is that time of year when everyone's sending out their what happened this year kind of results.
Yeah,
based
the year's coming
data.
to a close.
Google used to call it the zeitgeist.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember
did
they call it that?
They used to call it their zeitgeist.
You know what impressed me, though, what I didn't know? This is the 25th year of Google search.
Yes.
So for the last 25 years, so 25 years ago was when you could first say Google it.
Yeah. That's wild.
Amazing, a quarter of a century. That's a long time.
That's so much of your life.
Older than your that's nearly half of my life, half of your life. But it is, also, you think about like how old are all your kids? Even my kids. I mean, this nearly covers all my kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Google, quarter of a century.
So
Google search.
We'll start with Google, right? In terms of all the Google lists that are going around.
Yeah.
Google's year in search kicks off with, let's call it news being the number one thing.
Events.
Now, there were a lot of news events this year.
Yes.
Disasters. There's a war going on.
Before you tell me the best one, so there was the New South Wales election results.
Yeah.
There was an earthquake in Melbourne. There was a drama around Russell Brand. There was also the referendum results.
Yes.
But what topped the list?
Optus. I mean, that's the best.
At least that made the top of one list. Hey.
It's just hilarious to me that,
And that only happened, a month ago?
Yeah. With the greatest respect to the drama that's going on around the world, especially in Israel and Gaza and whatnot, it's it's still funny to me that you can get to a point where Optus beats out. And you got to remember, I think it's a testament, actually, and I'm just going to bag them for the lack of communication, because if they communicated better,
I wrote that.
less people may have needed to do it.
Can I read what I wrote?
Yeah.
The recent Optus outage, the largest in Australian history, also figured at the top of the Google searches as people tried to find information that Optus was not providing in a timely manner.
There you go. Boom. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Just zero doubt that's exactly the problem they had. And,
when 10 million people search for that, it gets to the top
when
of the
there's
list.
a referendum
Yeah.
and the results get third place,
Yeah.
big problem. Now, the other one that I thought was fascinating was the people, the Aussie people.
Yes.
And I didn't think any great surprise that Sam Kerr topped the list.
Yes.
But there were
Top
three
two.
Matildas.
Yeah.
Ellie Carpenter is another Matilda, isn't she?
The top two is the...
She's ninth.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Mary Fowler was second and Sam Kerr was first. So
Michael
three.
Clark, third.
Well, yeah. It was not awkward at all
Where's
this
Carl
week.
Stefanovic? Is he in that list?
Yeah. Did you see that come up on the Today Show? I just said put like the Matildas on the list, but they put the top five.
Ooh.
And so they're running through it.
So
and
we
I'm
got
like,
Michael
look,
Clark.
I don't know why Michael Clark's there. Let's just breeze over that one. Woo! Dan Andrews, obviously he resigned, so that's a big part of it.
Do you know who Bianca Sensori is?
No idea.
That's Kanye West's Aussie girlfriend.
Okay.
And she always sort of
Is
dresses...
she really his Aussie girlfriend?
Yeah.
Like she's
Australian.
All right.
And she's like a Kim Kardashian lookalike, but she's Aussie.
So he's
She's
got a
Australian.
type then.
And she always dresses very scantily as well.
Really?
She gets a
I
lot
wonder
of
why
attention.
Kanye likes her.
I think the image search would probably be bigger than the regular search of her. I reckon. Sport. Cricket World Cup. Hello.
Yeah. Cricket was right up there. Now, it says Cricket World Cup and Ashes, and then third Women's World Cup. I think that's the FIFA World Cup, Women's FIFA World Cup. Surely.
Yeah.
Given the Sam Kerr result.
Oh, yeah. Well...
But there was a Women's Cricket World Cup. I just think
there was, yeah. But no, I think that's the Women's World Cup is in the Soccer World Cup.
I think so
number
too.
3. What about, and this is what I like about Google, how it's not just about finding about people and events, it's also how to do stuff and how to cook stuff.
Yep.
Now, did you try to make the coronation quiche?
No, I
is
did
this
not.
for the King Charles coronation?
Quiche. Yeah, there was a couple of coronation recipes in there.
And coronation chicken, I noticed.
Had you heard of a grimace shake?
Nope.
I didn't see that on TikTok at all. But I looked it up.
This is Google,
and it was
not
a
TikTok.
Yeah, but it was a TikTok viral video.
Okay. Now
A bloke had this purple milkshake,
Yeah.
and he said he got it from McDonald's or something, and then he sipped it and then pretended to fall over and die. Like that was the video. And
That's
then
TikTok.
it went
And
viral.
how many million views did that get?
Exactly, and people are Googling how to make it.
Oh, my God.
It's wild.
Well, I'm going to say something controversial now.
Wow, okay.
The top
If you bag...
search,
Oh, thank God. Sorry, I thought you were going to bag the Country Women's Association Anzac Biscuit recipe.
The
Right,
top
good.
entertainment search
Yeah.
was Oppenheimer.
Why is that controversial?
I watched it on the weekend for the first time.
At the movies?
No.
Are you
Watched
okay?
it at home. Watched it
What
at home.
happened?
I never saw it at the movies. Watched it with Aaron.
Why not?
Watched it. I just didn't get to it. I got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
Didn't get to it. And I thought it was absolutely terrible. Wow. I'm thinking, are they joking that this is like a 93% on the Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, okay, because you were going to say you can't really judge it by the box office because
It's
that could be down to
awful.
marketing, right?
It was, honestly, it's 3 hours long. You trim an hour off it, it's still too long. And everyone's raving about how good this is. I don't know. I must have missed something because, like, Christopher Nolan, genius filmmaker, Interstellar, Batman, all these movies. This could have been so much better. Aaron, I said, mate, did you think that was as crap as I did? And he goes, that was terrible. So, and it's getting all this, it had Golden Globe nominations, all this Oscar buzz. And I haven't seen Barbie, which is number 2, right? But Oppenheimer was average at best. And I'm a movie lover. I give every movie a chance. I'm telling you now, that was average at best.
This is unbelievable breaking news.
Prove me wrong.
Oppenheimer sucked.
Wow.
There you go, straight from the horse's mouth.
It did. I called it. I said it was another word, start with S. It was. I was so disappointed with it.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought it'd be much better.
I think it'd be funny. Well, we've talked about this before, but I think it'd be funny to have a camera on you while the Barbie movie's on. Like, that's got to be some rubbish.
Yeah, I think I'll probably get to watching that eventually, but I don't know.
It's definitely not.
Is that 2 hours
not a
you're going to get
priority.
back, you reckon? Like Oppenheimer, 3 hours I'm not going to get back again.
Taylor Swift tickets, number 3.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Unbelievable.
I'm surprised that's not number one, actually. Seeing you got to book everything online and everything. And another year too where a lot of celebrities passed away. And top of the list, no surprise, Matthew Perry.
Yep.
And he was obviously star of Friends, and he'd written a book actually this year, published a book.
Yeah, audio book. He also narrated it.
I listened to it. It was fascinating. It was a really good book about he was so honest about his battles and the whole thing, and to see him die months later. It was like this book was his little full stop on his life. So him being at the top.
Ken Block is in there at number 6. He was the guy that did the Gymkhana driving. And what's fascinating is somehow on I was just clicking around last night. I came across they've just released a week ago his last Gymkhana.
Oh.
He went to Mexico City in an electric Audi. Okay. It was the second. They called it Electricana or something like that. But anyway. It's the second one they'd done, and they just put at the start of the movie, the start of the film, it was like, we filmed this, and then a month later we lost him, and so the project was put on hold, but the family and I have decided to release it, and da-da-da-da, and it's actually a great video because there's a tribute at the end, like 5 minutes of just clips and highlights and stuff, because it was awesome content. Like, that's really good content that he used to make. Yeah.
And, of course, Sinead O'Connor.
Yep.
Tina Turner.
Yep.
Barry Humphries.
Yeah.
They were the big
I kind of forgot about that too. It's one of those moments where you go, geez, there has been a lot happen this year.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Did you know what a paper popper was?
Is it one of those Christmas things that you do? Is that what a paper popper
nope,
is?
I'm
What
looking
is
for
it?
a bit
What's
of paper.
A paper popper?
It's like making a paper aeroplane.
Yeah.
Except what you end up with is a piece of paper. I've got one over there somewhere because I made.
Makes noise.
And when you hold it in your hand, you're pinching together bits, and there's this like love heart opening and you go in the air like this, and it makes a popping sound.
Ah, okay. It's not like one of those things you do this. You know, pick a number and then you unfold it. Yeah, you're a
what are those things
punch
called?
In the shoulder. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of them. The kids call it something.
You have numbers on the outside and colours on the inside.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The kids call it something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? And then,
mate, I know what you mean. I just don't know what it's called.
What did you write inside your ones? What was the?
Can you address the microphone, please?
I'm just scared about what I'm going to say now.
Yeah, don't. Let's move on from that. Anyway, here's the thing. I felt completely out of touch reading this list because I didn't see the Grimace Shake viral video and I didn't see any paper popper
Trevor,
stuff.
You need to get on the internet more often. Is that what
I'm
you're
on the
saying,
internet a lot.
Is that what you're saying?
Mainly TikTok, let's be real.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If this is TikTok end of year, you'd be all over it, mate.
I wonder if there's one of those.
You'd probably be on the list.
No, mate, they had an awards night. It wasn't even there.
Really? Why is Optus down was number 2.
Why is Twitter called X?
Why is Twitter called X? What is Book Depository closing? Why is Book Depository? Oh, the bookstore, the online bookstore.
Oh, is it a bookstore, is it? I thought it was a place where JFK was killed.
No, Book Depository is an online bookstore that I actually purchased many books through there.
Really?
Yeah. Why is my phone on SOS? Because you've got no signal.
Yeah, well, that was an easy one.
Is that, who needs Google for that?
Optus.
Well, but it says, why is my phone? Well, not why is my Optus phone?
Yeah, but it's just, why is my phone on SOS? People that morning.
That assumes people are knowing, like, that the Google knows which telco they're with and what sort of phone they've got.
What are you talking about?
Why is my phone on SOS?
That's what people Googled.
Okay, but how does Google know what phone you're using and what telco you're with? You know what I mean?
Are you saying
am I missing something?
Are you saying why would you bother Googling that?
Yeah.
Because someone doesn't know what SOS means.
Okay. So they don't know that SOS means you've got no signal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right.
That's why they Googled it.
I'll pay that. And it's another one here.
But my point is that Optus is number 2 and 6.
Okay, so you reckon that's Optus? All right.
Yeah.
And what about why is Optus rated R?
Oppenheimer.
Sorry, why is Optus rated R?
Optus is rated R because of all the I've said about them.
Why is Oppenheimer rated R? I'll tell you why. Because there's a couple of little nudie scenes in it, and there's one scene, and I don't care if this spoils anything, right?
Oh wow!
There's one scene where, and that's the movie. To me, the movie again, the reason why it's all over the shop is that it jumps from the past to the current hearing to this and that, and you're all over the place. There's even a section of the movie that's always in black and white.
That's
so it's from Robert Downey Jr.'s perspective.
Like it's a different perspective.
Yeah. So it's from Robert Downey Jr. He was like a senator who was sort of anyway. And the reason it's rated R is because there's a scene where he hooks up with a girl. They have sex, and she's nude, and it's a sex scene, right? But then later in the movie, he's in the middle of his hearing in a room, And then all of a sudden, there's that same woman naked, like sitting on him. He's naked too, and no one's noticing that he must be having some sort of inner hallucination about this girl, this woman, and that was just randomly thrown in there. That's why it's rated R, because there's a bit of nudity, like close-up nudity.
Well, I'm pretty sure people found that by Googling. Now, before we move on from Google, you mentioned the 25 years, and I found their reflection on that absolutely fascinating. They published a time capsule, and one of the categories is athletes.
Yep.
And
so from 25 years ago.
Yes, but it's got the top 5 athletes for the last 25 years. And you can follow the chart.
Yeah, right.
So David Beckham was number 1 in 1999, number 5 in 2000. You see him go up and down through the charts.
Wow.
And eventually, I assume, let me find David Beckham again.
When was
eventually,
Tiger Woods up
he
there?
drops off in 2008, right? So in 2007, for example, under athletes, Dwayne Johnson, 2007 and 8, he was number 5.
Yeah, wow.
Right? Because he's a wrestler at that time, I assume, right? Yeah. Whereas now, if you look at it now, it's Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. So
yes,
like it's
what about
a
LeBron
no,
figure?
What, mate?
LeBron,
So people don't understand how big football is around the world, and it just dominates. Right?
South Sydney Rabbitohs there?
Definitely not there.
Come on, mate.
And like some things really do like come and go. They've got another one about card games and children's TV. Like again, take yourself out of the Australian.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is
this, by the way, is Australian.
Everything we've just said is Australian.
What
I'm talking about with this 25 years is global.
Global.
Number one children's TV show.
The Wiggles.
No, mate, you've got to take yourself out of Australia.
Not Bluey.
Nope.
Because it's not Australia. So take yourself out of Australia. Kids show. Is it Sesame Street?
Mate. SpongeBob SquarePants. Followed by Paw Patrol. Peppa Pig is 4th. And this is what's fascinating about it when you look at it. I'll show you quickly. Yeah. When you look at it, Peppa Pig is like number 4 now, but a few years ago it was number 1 for years.
Wow.
So it's a really good like snapshot through time of like Peppa Pig just appeared in 2013 and just topped the charts.
Boom.
The year later.
Did the Wiggles
some really cool stuff there? No, this is global. They would never.
Wiggles were massive in America, mate.
Not that massive.
Yes, they were.
Big enough
huge.
to make big money, but not enough to be a number 5 TV show globally.
Your kids are a bit. Are they post?
Jackson
Wiggles?
was very Wiggles.
Ah.
Yeah, and then I was over it by the time the others came. We just didn't play it. Anyway, now let's move to Apple.
Yep.
Top free iPhone apps. Listen, Australia, you disgust me. Okay? Because Temu is a stupid, dumb, cheap rip-off merchant store.
I've heard,
is it not?
Temu is. This is how it was described to me.
Okay.
It's an internet $2 shop. Correct?
So is it better than Wish?
I don't know.
Because Wish is rubbish.
I've never bought anything on Temu because I'm worried, right, that I'll see the full first order Stormtrooper for like $100, and you think, does that look legit? It's like a full-on kit, and then you get the little costume with a little plastic mask on it. It's sort of oversold. Is that Temu?
That it's Wish, and I feel like it's also
Is
Temu.
Wish also a $2 internet $2
Don't buy
shop?
off Wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So description's not accurate.
That's right.
So they sell you, because I think I saw on Temu the Luke Skywalker lightsaber, and it was like $180, which for a Luke Skywalker lightsaber is probably like a third of the price. So it's obviously a knockoff.
Well, I think you should buy it and find out.
Might be the plastic one.
I think you should buy it and find out. Yeah. MyGov was number 2, which is good. It shows people are getting into that digital space.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, CapCut. That's
TikTok's video editor.
Yeah. Oh, is that TikTok owns that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's their own run.
Yeah.
Wow, smart. WhatsApp Messenger.
The only way to message.
Yeah, that's how the two blokes
Threads smashed it into the top 5.
Number 5.
And that only launched like halfway through the year.
But is that these are the high top
free iPhone apps.
So is that by download or usage? It's by download.
By
most downloaded
apps and games.
Okay, wow.
That's wild.
So WhatsApp gets downloaded so often because people already got it?
Well, yeah,
like
but
there's
more
Facebook and Twitter.
I was talking to Millsy, who does breakfast at 6BR, and he had a problem with his messaging today.
Yep.
And because he couldn't message Android people, I said, mate, just get WhatsApp for a start. Like, what are you doing? So there's still
good enough for the two blokes.
We think it's amazing, but there's still people not using it.
Yeah. The reason why we do this is because when we switch phones all the time, it's a bit of a pain in the backside to make sure. Although I do this with Joe every time I switch to Android. Hi, did you get this message?
Yeah.
So the two blokes cannot be separated. They have to have communication.
I just think that it's like, again, I don't want to force my family to be iPhone users and use iMessage. So because our youngest are on Android phones,
right, okay.
we got WhatsApp groups.
Yeah,
so much easier.
So you and Amanda WhatsApp
always. Like that's the only way we communicate.
Joe and I message, iPhone message.
Let me tell you this right now.
Yeah.
You and Joe talk more than you text. Amanda and I text more than we talk.
We do talk a lot. We text a lot too, but we talk. I'd prefer to pick up the phone because she loves hearing my voice, apparently, and I love hearing hers. Although she has once said, and I said, "Have you ever listened to my podcast?" She goes, "Yeah, when I want to go to sleep. When I'm sleeping, I'll put it in, and then
Tech Guide. That's what it's good for.
Tech Guide, not Two Blokes." She laughs too much during Two Blokes.
Oh, of course,
but Tech Guide, she'll go, off to Naughty Land.
Anyway, paid phone apps. Wikicamps Australia. Never heard of it.
What's that?
Oh, it's obviously a camping app. You know.
Yeah.
TripView's great.
Actually, I have heard of Wikicamps. My son used it.
Oh yeah, of course, for his trip.
Yeah.
Top free iPhone games. Monopoly smashed it.
Go.
Yeah.
Free games. Royal Match. Have you seen all the ads for Royal Match?
No.
I've played Block Blast. Block Blast is fun.
Okay.
Chess, Play and Learn. Wow.
Gardenscape sounds good.
So these are all, see the top free games.
Yeah.
They're all the ones you see on Insta and TikTok. You know, the ads. They have between stories. And you think, that looks pretty good. Download. You know, you see a preview.
Between stories. I've never seen an ad between stories.
Instagram stories?
Never seen an ad between Instagram stories.
Oh, have you got there's not a pro model on Instagram, is there?
No.
Are you sure you've never seen an ad between stories? Are you joking?
How many stories would you need to watch?
Are you joking?
All right. Open up Instagram.
Instagram stories.
Okay, I'm going to click on the first story.
Yep.
Which is a live, so I'm not going to do that one. All right. I'll make sure my volume's down. Hang on.
Okay, me too.
And I'll just tap between stories, right?
Yep. Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
Here
Maybe
I've got one.
No, I have. I just got one.
MetaQuest.
Personal Cloud reinvented.
See? Jeez, mate.
I've never seen an ad, though. Oh, sorry,
a
game.
Look what I've just seen on my stories.
Oh, it's still Harry.
How cute. Trevor and Amanda and young Harry.
All right, I was wrong. I've seen ads.
So there you go.
It's official.
And
anyway.
here's another one. Look, another one. And a story. And hang on, Amanda's posted the same picture.
Yeah. Well,
double up.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, going back to our previous message.
Was that your picture, mate?
Did you? It was on my phone.
You're in the photo.
It was my phone.
Yeah.
She said, send me photos. I sent her the photos, and then I go, thanks for the tag. She didn't tag me because I was just going to reshare hers.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
mate,
she would have hated these photos, mate.
You're batting overs.
I look at these and go, "How good am I going?" Like it's unbelievable. At one point when we were trying to get
that's a friend. Of
ours.
Yeah,
I saw that one earlier.
Brilliant.
I did watch the whole thing.
Hey, look, another ad, Amazon.
Because it was Harry's school presentation.
This is where I've seen Temu. This is where Temu pops up.
Let's get back to gibbering. So we were trying to take a family selfie. I went, Jackson, you take it. You got the big long arms, because he's got long. He's 6'3", so he's got long arms.
Where does he get the height from, mate? What's that? What's doing there?
It's
how tall's Amanda? Is she taller than you?
It's a recessed gene. She's the exact same
She's
height
height
as
as you. Okay,
exact same.
Yeah, right. Jackson's he's taller than me.
I reckon.
I'm what is he? 6'3"?
6'3", yeah.
Because I'm 6. I'm a shade under 6'2". He's taller than me.
Yeah,
smashes me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And he's still growing too.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Hasn't stopped growing yet.
What do you grow till about 21?
Oh, I don't know about that, but
you still growing now, mate?
Anyway, just finally, I don't have anything else.
Top free iPad apps.
Oh, hello, iPad. Okay.
Netflix, Disney Plus, YouTube. You see a theme here?
Yep. Calculator iPad edition.
What?
Is the number 5.
That's free of free ones.
Temu, shop like a billionaire. How do billionaires shop on Temu?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what billionaires do. They yell at someone and tell them to get it.
Wow.
Anyway, finally, the other thing I'd like to wrap up here today is Just Watch.
Just Watch.
So
that's a great app, by the way. People who don't know what Just Watch is, it's a great app if you want to see. I want to watch. Someone recommends a show to you, and I think I introduced you to this app, by the way.
Oh, I don't think so.
I think I did.
I think I introduced you to it.
No, you didn't. I think I did. Anyway, if someone says, "Oh, you got to watch this great show. It's called such and such," and you think, "Where do I watch that?" And we often, for our movie podcasts, before I pick a movie, I've got to make sure it's available on Fetch and all the right channels. Or some movies I can't show you because they're just not available anywhere. I've got them on disc at home.
Yeah, right.
You have to invite
Sound
you to
of
see
Music's back on Disney Plus, by the way, folks.
Giddy
Good
up.
news.
Yeah. And this is a great app to find out where you can watch movies and TV shows.
And so because so many people search for things, they can give us a list of the most searched for and you assume watched shows of 2023.
What do you do the TV shows?
TV shows, The Last of Us on Binge.
Have you seen
this
that?
This is in Australia, by the way,
yes,
right?
You've seen
No,
that.
I have not seen it. Ted Lasso, Apple TV. Succession, Binge and Foxtel.
Yes.
Wednesday, Netflix.
Yep.
The Mandalorian. Disney Plus.
Number 5, baby.
Outlander, The Rookie, South Park, The Summer, and The Bear. I've only seen 2 of those.
You, so seriously, you've seen 2 of those.
Ted Lasso and The Bear.
I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've seen
2. The Bear and Ted Lasso.
I've seen The Last of Us, Ted Lasso, Succession, The Mandalorian, then The Bear. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, as you're about to run through the movie list,
Yep.
I've seen none of them.
That's why we've got a show, folks, called The Best Movies You've Never seen.
I've looked at the list. I've seen none of them.
I've seen Avatar. I watched that at the movies.
So that was number 1?
Avatar: Way of Water, so the sequel. Super Mario Brothers movie, passed, didn't watch that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I've seen that on Disney+. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, haven't seen that. John Wick Chapter 4, saw it at the movies and have seen it again since. The Menu, Disney+, saw that. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, haven't seen that. Elemental, didn't see that. Dungeons and Dragons, seen it on Fetch. And Creed 3, saw it at the movies.
Now, the interesting thing...
And how many of them you watch? 0. So I've
0.
watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10.
Netflix, Stan, Prime Video and Disney+, probably the biggest streaming platforms in Australia.
Yep.
In the TV charts, didn't feature in the top 3.
Who did it? It's
Netflix, Stan, Disney+, and Prime.
Oh, because it's Apple, it's Binge.
Apple and Binge.
And Apple TV. Wow.
Netflix comes in at 4th, 6th.
Wow.
Just 2 shows in the top 10.
Isn't that amazing? See Mandalorian, your bag, Star Wars. See the power of Star Wars, mate. Mandalorian.
It's rubbish. No one's interested.
Awesome, mate. Awesome. You should see it.
All right. Well, that's a wrap of the big things we did or watched or searched for or downloaded in 2023. In a moment, we'll tell you some of our thoughts on 2023 overall.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And we do it all thanks to the great people at Netgear, and you can shop right now for Netgear Orbi, and there are discounts always available. In fact, their 960 series is currently on a massive discount. You find it about $300 or $400 off. Now, it's obviously a premium, expensive product, but if you want the best Wi-Fi in your home, then the 960 product is exactly the Orbi that will future-proof your home. We're looking at quad-band technology, dedicated backhaul Wi-Fi. This is the world's most powerful whole home Wi-Fi system with up to 10 gigabits per second of Wi-Fi speed. So if you're sending stuff around your home, you're streaming off a server or whatever, or just transferring files, it doesn't matter. You can, Stephen, I just put your microphone back up and you cracked a Coke. Some of your best. My fault. You can find it all at Netgear, and you can find Netgear products at major retailers, and the Black Edition products are at netgear.com.au. So always be on the lookout for a good deal. Doesn't matter when, there's always good deals on right now. Only until the end of this week, you'll get that great deal on the Orbi 960 series, but all of them available at netgear.com.au.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
I don't know about you, but
I've known you for many years. You don't know anything about me?
I still don't know about you. Haven't made that decision yet. I think if I had to pick 2 things to define 2023,
Wow.
I would say Optus outage
Okay.
and AI.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you, AI for sure. Are you mean in terms of a story, a tech story?
Yeah, I mean, what?
Yeah, AI definitely. The outage was serious too. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm trying to think of what else.
So here's my thing. If we took a trip down memory lane, like you think about this year, it started off with this ChatGPT thing, which was kind of the end of last year, but it's really got some,
broke in January. Yeah.
Really got this momentum into the early part of the year. We were getting asked to talk about it, do stories about it, demonstrate it. The number of times I was, write a real estate advertisement for a 3-bedroom home in this suburb, and it was just doing it amazingly. And then you had this attempt at, AI voice creation, and then you had these image creation things. And mate, in just 11 months, it has gotten to a point where with just 60 seconds of audio of someone's voice, you can create an AI version of them.
Yeah.
With so many websites now,
alarming,
you can just type anything and it will generate an image.
And that's only, imagine what in a year, we're us
Exactly.
talking in a year, what's going to develop.
Like I use ChatGPT definitely more than once a week, like several times a week.
Okay.
Just for like...
Can I ask what for?
Sometimes I will feed it a couple of documents and say, can you just give me a top-line summary of this to brief me?
Right.
You know?
I use that on Windows. Windows Copilot does a good job with it.
I will use it if I feel like I've got a really formal email to write. I'll just write it and then say, can you make this more formal for me?
Really?
Yeah.
How about what other, like, I'll tell you what I'll do. What I've done, I've asked in preparing the movie show, we do the run through, and I've just asked randomly, give me a scene by scene description of such and such.
Yeah.
And it just spits out a pretty top down basic. And I sometimes use that to think, okay, I didn't think of emphasising that scene, but often it's very scant, and sometimes it's wrong. Wow. Some of the scene, I'm thinking, when did that happen?
Yeah, and we're still at that point where you've got to absolutely double check your information.
Yeah.
Amanda asked me once she needed a slogan for like a campaign at work.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm not creative. And I said, well, let's ask ChatGPT. So I described the business, described what they were looking for, and it came up with a few. I said, no good, keep going. And it came up with one, which was just brilliant. It was, because this is like a fundraising campaign.
Yep.
Well, like those are the words. And so we kind of refined it down. And then, because of the DALL-E integration in the ChatGPT 3.5 or 4 or whatever it is now up to, I went, design me a logo for this or a cover image or something.
Yes.
And what she ended up using was not the one that was generated, but the inspiration of it, like the key arts and different things in it, she then just went to Canva and recreated it.
Right.
Like in her own way.
That's the thing I reckon we should remind people about is that AI, everyone thinks, AI is going to do everything for us, take over things. But it's a great starting point. It's a great, like, for students, right? Like, remember how we thought earlier in the year, they thought,
some part of the year was going to be banned.
Banned. Now, I reckon if you get, say, an assignment to do, ChatGPT is a great starting point to say, like, say you're studying for your HSC, explore the themes of King Lear. Yeah. You could ask ChatGPT, what are the main themes of King Lear?
Yeah.
And if you've read the play, of course, you can then know in the back of your mind, but it'll come up with that starting point.
I've had it described to me as being the perfect first draft creator.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah? Now, here's the weird thing. We talk a lot about ChatGPT, but Google's in this space as well with Bard. Yeah. Now, I am going to say this out loud to Google, who won't listen because they just don't care, but I am getting overly frustrated with being a strong, long-term paying user of Google. I pay a lot of money for my Google services and all this stuff, and I can't use the best features of this bloody thing. Like, it's just unbelievable.
Because you've got a professional account.
Because I'm in a professional account.
Even like Google Assistant's the same thing.
It's wild, right? So if you've got just a normal Gmail account, you can ask Bard you can link it, and you can say, give me my top 5 emails today, or ask it, what are the key emails I haven't responded. You can actually really engage with it.
Have you used Copilot?
No, but it's pretty strong.
Part of Windows 11. That is solid, and that's probably because Microsoft is a massive investor in ChatGPT, right? Major investor. Yeah. So that's the basis of their Copilot.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a great description of it because it's there helping you, not doing the job for you.
Right.
And it does integrate right there on the desktop. So if you can just say, okay, just summarize my unread emails, or look at this document, or other things like that, and it is right, literally at your fingertips. Remember, we had this conversation months ago about where's Apple in this game? How's Apple integrating AI?
Mate, well, that'll be the big thing for 2024, which we'll talk about. But again, back on Bard, it's fascinating. I've been using it this week going, it's actually just as good, if not better, than ChatGPT in many ways for those basic question and answer things. Yeah. They've released an update this week called Gemini, which it can look at a video and basically describe what it sees, which is amazing. That's going to show the evolution of this thing going forward. But
I've got to find an AI that can cut up all the audio for the movies I want.
Imagine that.
Imagine doing that.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
But like I literally, we talked earlier about assistance and getting help.
Yeah.
I looked at this and I went, man, that would be good if I could just type, just with my. I don't need help writing emails generally, and I use Superhuman. It's got that built in as well. I can get drafts and different things.
I noticed that on your signature, Superhuman.
It's just a really great way of me organising my inbox. Because if I get an email, I can quickly with just on the keypad, I can go archive or remind me later. Bring this back to me tomorrow at 10:30 or whatever. So if we get an email from an advertiser that says this has got to be done by this date, I can just say, bring it back to me on that date. Like it'll just come back. Yeah.
How about leave it to the last minute? What are you?
Well, that's when I've got to do it.
Okay.
That's when I got to put the ad online. Like,
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
thought you meant like preparing like something, a document or something, or
No.
a proposal.
No, not at all.
I understand now.
So, I genuinely wish that. So, when I'm researching this week, this Bard thing and this integration, because I watched a lot of YouTube videos where people have this integration into Google Flights and all this kind of stuff, and I'm thinking, why don't I have that button? And it's because I've got a Workspace account.
Isn't that funny?
And what I've done is I've signed up for this thing, which they do have, called Duet AI, which links into your Workspace account. So now whenever I open a document in Google or a spreadsheet, it asks me, do I want help with it? I'm like, I don't need help with documents and spreadsheets. I need help with my email. Like, I really want an AI that works with Gmail that allows me to go, okay, here's an example. I would love for my AI to just go through my last 6 months of emails and just get me a contact list of all the PRs.
Yeah.
Because I haven't updated my PR contact list in a long time, right? And it's a useful thing to be able to, send out notes and things like that, right? Send me go through my emails and give me a list of my top 10 contacts to make sure that I've, reached out to them recently or whatever. You can do things like that.
Yeah.
That's, mate,
good idea.
Where we are now is nowhere near where we're going to be in 6 to 12 months from now. Isn't that wild to think?
I agree. It's sort of exponentially getting better and better month to month, year to year. Imagine in 5 years what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
And things we thought, like it was impressive from the word go.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get better, way better than what it is now. But also, too, things we haven't thought of yet that you're thinking, wow, that AI can do that for us now.
Yeah.
So,
and that's my closing piece of advice always on AI is give it a crack. Don't be afraid of it. Give it a crack. It could blow your mind how simple it could be to give you help in either starting something, fixing something, redoing something, coming up with inspiration.
Yeah, I think a lot of
Especially
people,
small business.
A lot of people think sort of on the creative side. They think, well, if I ask for help, it's not really creativity.
Yeah.
But it's ideas. It's like, where do you get your inspiration from? You might see something or hear something, think, oh yeah, that's a good idea. So a lot of people they look at AI as not being that. They feel, oh, it's not really creative if I'm asking AI to help me with something. But all it takes is a little idea or a word. I think, oh, okay, well then maybe we can do this. So I think that's huge if it can be used in that way, rather than it taking over and doing the work for you. Give you that platform to a good starting point.
Yeah.
What did you say? Best first draft.
Best first draft creator you've got.
That's exactly what it is.
And like I would encourage students to use it for that reason. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Often getting started is the hardest part of anything.
Yeah.
It's the writer's block. It's the one of the oldest.
Anyone?
Yeah, procrastination, writer's block. These are things that really challenge people. So
definitely.
There's a solution right there on the internet for you.
And so you were saying also that product like AI, obviously highlight, and sort of story wise, you reckon Optus outage?
Just
pretty big.
I can't think of anything that was secondary to AI.
I reckon what comes close in terms of an announcement of a product, I reckon was the Vision Pro. Apple's Vision Pro.
I didn't show you that.
I saw your fakie over there.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think you wanted me to think that was actually Apple sent it.
No,
to
I
you.
put it on. I did a video.
I saw your video.
Yeah.
I reckon that was probably a big.
No,
highlight.
I agree.
Yeah, because it was. Well, it's Apple for a start. It's them. It's a brand new product for Apple. Brand new way of computing. It's expensive.
Could be a massive fail.
Premium, and it was. It's I think something that people are really anticipating. It's a lot of expectation, a huge expectation for it. Developers appear to be loving it. If you believe what Apple are telling you.
Yeah.
They've got all these design studios around the world now, including in Sydney, where if you're a developer, you can go and test your code on the Vision Pro. Is that right?
I believe
so. You can go in there and test it out. So I reckon that in terms of an announcement, like the product's not even out yet. It's out next year, but that announcement, I think, was one of the big highlights of the year too.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a critical announcement for them because they need to get it right.
Yeah.
Because there's so much focus on it. And because they are essentially 10 years late to the market, but as we've discussed many times, Apple doesn't need to be first.
Apple marches to the beat of their own drum.
They just need to be best.
That's right.
And at this point, and I'll say this pretty clearly, you can tell me all you want about MetaQuest, and it's always been a great device, but I've used Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah,
And
so have
while
I.
ever you need to
So have
put
I.
things in your hand with
Yeah.
MetaQuest,
Yeah.
it doesn't hold a
Fail.
candle to Vision Pro.
Yeah. I was quoted on what I thought of Vision
There you
Pro.
go. Yes.
Stephen French really was impressed by the Vision Pro.
It was good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So is that any other things you can think of, like in terms of announcements, products and stuff?
No, I've really struggled to go past those big
They were
ones.
sort of the tent poles,
It's
weren't
just
they? every
massive year for
Yeah.
AI. It's
Yeah.
hard to. I think we'll reflect on. Like if we remember 2020 for COVID,
Yeah.
I think in 10 or 15 years it won't be hard to remember 2023 as where all this AI stuff started.
Absolutely, yeah. I think another thing maybe more folding smartphones, more
Yeah.
companies going folding.
Yeah.
Oppo, Motorola,
yeah.
others,
The other story would be Twitter and X.
Yeah. Although, so his acquisition that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Didn't
but
he
still,
acquire?
it's gone
the
down
whole
the
you mean
toilet
the whole
this year.
battle of the whole decline of X. Is that what you're saying, mate?
And the rise
And
of
the
threads.
rise of threads. Yeah, threads.
No doubt.
Yeah. No, that's a battle. No, definitely. Yeah, that's a.
I mean, he brought
Twitter,
Alex Jones back.
Yeah.
I mean, he ran a poll.
He ran a poll, yeah.
on a website that he runs full of suck jobs that follow him that are going to say whatever he I mean, it was always it wasn't exactly a democratic
And
poll.
what did he say? Vox Populi, Vox Day. So
I don't know, I
voice,
didn't see
the
it.
voice of the people is the voice of God or something. Yeah.
There was a time, not many months ago, that one of the things I would do every couple of days would just go to, because I don't follow Elon, never did, but I would go to his page and just scroll through, see what rubbish he'd been up to.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
You never
mate,
follow it? You never followed?
never followed him.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to give him the satisfaction of an extra click.
He's going to think Trevor Long's following me.
No, he's
How
just going to
good
think, you know
that
what?
Aussie guy from the Today Show's
What
following
he's
me.
thinking is, how are there 500 million users and only 130 of them follow me? Like he's, in his mind, he's the kind of egotistical maniac that would be wondering why everyone's not following.
You think so?
Yeah.
I've read his book, mate. I don't think his ego is not a word in his vocabulary. Trust me.
Right.
He's a nutcase.
Oh.
He's eccentric and he's visionary, but he's, to me, the whole book that the Walter Isaacson novel, the book biography, ego wasn't one thing he had. He was not ego driven at all.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, not at all. I don't think that's really what drives him. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, but no, that's a pretty solid wrap of the year, though, don't you reckon?
Yeah, I do, because there's things we haven't even talked about in AI, for example, like Meta getting into it and all that kind of stuff. It's likely that next year will be just as
Will
big.
be the year of AI.
Possibly.
Yeah.
What
AI
is it?
plus.
Moore's law. You know, the way that computing power increases over time.
Doubles every year or something.
AI
yeah.
will probably
triple,
expand at that rate.
quadruple.
You know,
Yeah.
the rate that we've had this year is just the start.
So do you reckon AI is going to take over the world, kill us all?
Wow.
Because
no.
that's Elon Musk, to use his
Believes
book
that,
again. He is actually an early investor in ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And because he directly went against Larry Page's view of AI. Have I told you this?
Yeah.
Larry Page is all about, well, if AI takes over and kills us all, then that's evolution. That was his attitude. And Elon Musk was alarmed at that and thinking, well, that's why we need to make AI where we control AI, not AI controls us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking not this year, I'm talking 12 years ago he had this conversation. So early in the piece. Yeah. So he's had some skin in the game for a while.
Maybe he didn't make enough in the game to be all in on the game anymore.
Yeah. Well,
because he's driven by money as well.
Well, he's actually not. That's another strange thing. Like he's very much mission driven. Like the whole thing about SpaceX is like, you know, we need humans need to expand beyond Earth, and EVs was all about, you know, we need to save the planet and reduce emissions and make it more environmentally friendly to drive and things like that. So money is just a byproduct of his success. And I think you talk to, say, great sportsmen and women who are on massive contracts.
Yeah.
They're good at sport because they didn't want to make money because they're just naturally talented, and that the money is a byproduct. You hear so many people say, if you're in this just to make money, you're not in it for the right reason. And money is just a byproduct of the success.
I will.
As EFTM is a great example. Byproduct of success, money.
I won't be able to read my own writing, but when we get to the private, I want to talk about
you've written a little note,
money and sports people as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The Dodgers. Hello, LA Dodgers.
Anyway, love your feedback on the year. If there's things we missed.
Yeah, what do we miss? We probably missed a lot.
What do we miss? We probably missed a lot because our research into this was done by our interns.
Hello?
Where's
Nev.
that bloody list you're meant to give me?
Nev.
That's why they won't work here. Nev. Here, there's no cash. Cash, no.
That was that. Nev is the guy in that scene. Yeah, wow. That's funny. Nev.
Can we do that movie soon?
Yeah, that'll be on the list. Chopper. Yeah.
Just don't hack at
Chopper.
it. Just chop it. Or whatever he says.
Well, it sort of doesn't
don't
qualify.
saw at it, just chop it off.
It doesn't qualify as the best movies you've ever seen. You've probably seen it more than I have.
I know, but it's a good movie.
Maybe you run that one. Have you seen it a
I'll
few
give it a
times?
crack. I'd need more time than I had with Great Escape, but yeah, I'd give it a crack, yeah.
Yeah. No, well,
I'll do some research.
We'll discuss, mate. We'll discuss. I run the list, mate, not you, okay? No, but it is. The list is long. The list is long and changes. It's not long. It doesn't change. It's stuff added. And that seems more appropriate to do. Like, because I try to, here's the method behind my madness. I try to not only vary the genres, but also vary the years of release.
Because you're making me watch a black and white movie next week.
Well, it's Christmas time, so it's a wonderful life, you know.
Couldn't
so
we have just watched
it's
Notting Hill or whatever? What's that called? Love Actually? Isn't that
Love
Christmas?
Actually, yeah, it's Christmas. Die Hard, Christmas.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Die Hard, Christmas. Rambo. Sorry, First Blood, Christmas movie. First Blood, Sylvester Stallone, which we've done on the show. You look in the background, there's a Christmas tree.
It doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie. Anyway,
Home Alone,
I
Christmas
try,
movie.
Yeah, that's definitely a Christmas movie. But I try to sort of vary we can't have movies like 3 movies in a row that were made in 1994 or
No, I agree
1998. So I try to vary it up. Yeah.
I love that you make out like you've actually got a plan. You don't have a plan.
I do have a plan. I put.
Is
a lot
there
of
a
effort.
physical list anywhere?
It's on my phone.
There is a list.
There is a
How
list.
long is it?
It's a few scrolls.
Really?
Yeah. And there's also a list in my theatre. But the list are movies
Yeah,
pulled
that you've
out
pulled out. Yeah,
that,
you've
are, that
notched
are on
them.
my list. That's my mental list there. So they're sort of I've made.
That's a
note.
physical list, mate. Just so you know.
That's the physical list. Physical media, love it.
It's literally a physical list.
Yes. So if next time you're there, you haven't been there for a while. Next time you're there, you can see my list. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Two Blokes Talking Lists.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is proudly supported by Arlo, and if you're thinking about Christmas, get yourself a security camera. Arlo is your best choice, and Arlo is actually they've teamed up with Universal Pictures and for the release of a new original animated film called Migration. I'm anticipating.
Is this the follow-up to
a
the
lot of
Chicken Run thing?
birds. I'm not sure.
think
There's
it
a
is.
migration. Does that say to you that it's about birds and pets and stuff like that?
Yep.
So yeah, they've teamed up with Universal for this movie. Nice partnership. You'll see the ads have all changed to reflect this as well. But the thing is, though, this is also part of a giveaway, so you can actually win some of the Arlo products. So all you need to do to go in the running to win some Arlo products, the security cameras that help keep families secure, you need to they give away 100 family in-season passes as well as product. All you need to do is comment on the competition post. We'll put that on our websites with details on how your Arlo camera helps keep close to home for the opportunity to win the 100 passes up for grabs. I think there's I thought they're giving away. Are they just giving away the tickets, or are they also giving away some cameras as well? I think it's just the tickets.
Just the tickets, I think.
So, but the things to look for, okay? You're getting close to Christmas. Here are some options to look for.
Yeah.
Okay. The Essential Outdoor 2K security camera, that is under $200. It's under $160. It's actually $159.
That's wild.
Well worth you looking at that. The Arlo Video Doorbell 2 as well, the second gen, that's $229.
Loving that.
And I think, how's this? I reckon I talk to people on my Arlo Video Doorbell as much as I do on my phone.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't talk to people on my Arlo Video Doorbell. I use the programmed responses.
Leave the message, leave the package
the parcel at the door.
And it's still an American accent.
Imagine if, hey,
It's an American accent or an Australian accent now?
I don't know, because I'm not there.
No, but you can hear it though when you're responding to them. It plays.
I just replay.
I can hear.
I've got an idea. Here you go, Arlo. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Celebrity voices, so you can have Homer
Yeah.
Simpson. Don't! I'm not home.
Or no, Darth Vader. I find your lack of faith disturbing. I'd be happy to consult on the best phrases for them to, if they do a deal with Disney, Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'll be your consultant for free on the
Speaking
phrases.
of movies, a family of ducks try to convince their overprotective father to go on the vacation of a lifetime.
Well,
I don't mind that. I'm in.
It's coming out in cinemas.
Hour 32. It's Trev's movie length.
Trevor length. It's coming out on Boxing Day.
Elizabeth Banks, Isabella Merced, and someone else.
So this is the same people who created the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is the second most popular movie if you're listening to the podcast so far.
Yeah.
Second most popular movie. But it is just for movie tickets, but it is supported by Arlo. And the ticket giveaway is on right now, so make sure you enter to get into the see. I think it's a family pass to see the movie.
Bring it on. I'm gonna enter
so
right now.
Check it out. You can enter at arlo.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Now, just finally, I had a decision to make this week as we went to a meeting. Do I pick up my 16-inch MacBook Pro and carry it to the meeting, or do I just quickly grab the LG Gram Super Slim? Mate, it was a no hesitation.
You're right.
I'm not taking this cumbersome large device.
Not ever heard of a backpack or?
I was going for a casual, hold
walk in with a laptop.
Yeah.
It's like the American students carrying their books to school. They carry a books. Have you not heard of a bag?
I was going for that.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yep. I didn't need to carry a bag. Why would I carry a big cumbersome bag when I just need a laptop?
It just goes over your shoulder, mate.
I know, but this is also heavy.
Okay.
This is like 2.2 kilos or something.
It's a beast.
It's a beast. 16 inch.
So the LG Gram it's thin too.
LG Gram Super Slim, right? Now,
how many grams does it actually weigh?
It's under a kilo. It's 929 off the top of my head.
So it should be called grams, not gram, eh?
Oh my god.
I do like the name though. It's good.
Why?
Lowercase g.
Why do I do this?
Lowercase g.
Can anyone tell me? Let me bring up
such an interesting story so far.
I get it. 990 grams.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
It is 10.9 millimeters.
The engineer said, if it goes over a kilo, we can't call it gram.
That's probably true.
The
That's probably true.
Mate, the engineers in Korea said, mate, if this goes over a kilo, it's going to be called kilo.
But here's the thing, right? Yeah. It's less than 11 millimeters. It's less than a kilo. Yep. And do you remember when Intel created the Ultrabook category?
Yes.
They wanted to use Ultrabook like as a sticker, as a logo, as a theme.
Yep.
And that was their way of driving PC manufacturers.
Or was that AMD?
It was Intel. It was Intel.
Okay.
They were driving PC makers to make thinner, more portable laptops, right?
Yes.
And I got to tell you, I think this laptop from LG is the quintessential, result of all that work, because it is so light, but yet it is a 15.6 inch screen.
Yeah, I was going to ask how big the screen is. Yeah.
It's got a full number pad. Okay. Well, it's got a full keyboard and number pad, right? So it's got like more than you need.
So the keyboard goes right edge to edge then, is it?
It's pretty much, yeah. I think it's a bit compressed in terms of the size of keys, especially the number pad. It's not the same size as a big keyboard.
Yep.
The biggest challenge here is it's a over $3,000 laptop.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're...
Less is more.
No, but you can have an I think by default it's got an i5 processor. Maybe the one I had an i5, but everyone I find on the internet is i7 at the 3.2 price. And this is 100% not for everyone. I get that. But, mate, it is so bloody light.
Yep.
It is literally...
Is it as lighter than the MacBook Air?
Yes.
Is MacBook Air lighter?
Yes.
What's MacBook Air weigh? That's a kilo, 1 point something kilos?
It's 1 point something.
Yeah.
But the thing is, again, it's weird to be talking about weight as like grams make a difference. They do, though. We can feel the difference between a 270-gram phone and a 260-gram phone. Well, you can. I'm sorry. It's possible. And this thing is...
Trev's got super sensors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell 10-gram difference?
Yeah, I can pick up a phone and go, that's lighter.
I might test that.
All right.
I'll bring a couple of products that I know weigh certain amounts, and you'll say, and if they're similar, I'll say which is heavier, which is lighter. Would you be able to detect that or not?
Well, I could detect the iPhone 15 over 14, and the difference isn't that big.
The 14
to 15, the difference isn't that big.
Well, the 15 is, you can tell it's heavier. Is the titanium heavier or no, it's lighter?
It's lighter, mate, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Steel's a lot heavier than titanium.
Now, this laptop suffers from, like most, a lack of ports, but it's got 3 USB-C ports on it. Yeah. Which is plenty. For the kind of work you're doing.
Does it have a dedicated charging port or USB-C, just any of the USB-C ports?
Just plug it, do your best.
So it doesn't have like a MagSafe. Have you seen the Windows laptops with that silly...
It's such a stupid thing.
That little blade
that
thing?
That takes up enough space you could fit 2 USB-C ports.
I know. And it also, to me, looks like a memory card slot. It's actually the charging slot.
Yeah. But look,
that's what Microsoft did.
You know, Intel Core 13th Gen, Windows 11, which is, by the way, the best Windows they've ever made.
Yeah.
I really do believe that.
With Copilot. Very nice. I'm a fan too.
Worth doing that upgrade.
Yeah.
And, mate, it's not for everyone. But we get calls all the time. Like, I had a bloke,
what's a good
kind
laptop
of a friend in the baseball community here ring me today and go, I've got to buy this for my son who's going to uni. And he's going to buy a 14 or 16-inch MacBook Pro. So people do spend this money on laptops. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's an investment. Yeah, for sure.
And I just think that it's a good one to just put on the list. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, LG
Gram. It's one you have to go and find somewhere in a retailer and
go,
holy hell. Over $3,000.
3K plus?
3.2. Yeah.
Wow.
Not cheap.
And the 3K is at the i7, did you say? I9?
Yeah, that's on the website. It says
i7.
speak with i7s. I think the one they sent me might have been in like an overseas model or something because I got an i5.
And what's the RAM on that one? 16?
It's a great question, Steve.
And SSD storage? Is it SSD?
It's big, mate. It's big.
Big. A lot.
I've got
memory,
all that information.
Memory, a lot.
Memory. 16
RAM, a lot.
16 gig of RAM, 512 gig hard drive.
Yeah, that's
which
pretty
is
standard.
Absolutely enough.
Plenty.
With a good processor,
for
that's
that
all you need.
price, you might get a terabyte.
And that price is with an i7 processor.
Right.
3299.
Oh, so can you spec it up to a terabyte i9?
There's no option to spec it here, but I'm wondering whether in some retail stores there might be an i5 out there and stuff like that.
Variants.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
You know how that works with laptops. They often have
some
slightly different model number.
Different. Like Harvey's might have something that JB doesn't, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Right?
Because they want to make it hard to compare.
Yeah.
They want to make it hard to price shop.
Yep.
You know, lowest prices guaranteed Bunnings style. That's why, let's be real, that's why your Lenovo's of the world and your Asus's and all that have so many models that you won't find the same exact model in two shops.
Yeah. They have a lot of variants,
That's
how
it
they
works,
do it?
Eh? Yeah.
Jeez, you don't get nothing past the two blokes.
Nah, I'm on ya. I've worked it out. Two Blokes Talking Tech. You can see the photos of the LG Gram at EFTM.com.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Lovely to have your company. Thank you to Arlo and Netgear for their ongoing support of the Two Blokes. We will continue to kick on for a little bit up until the new year. But, you know, EFTM's finished for the year. I've announced that.
You've wrapped it up?
Yep.
EFTM podcast or the whole site?
The whole site, imagine just going up.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. Yeah.
We're done.
So the podcast, I'll do one more before Christmas.
Yeah,
on Monday, I'll record my last one for the.
But whatever we do, we appreciate your support and your downloads, and don't forget to leave ratings and tell your friends. Just share it. You know,
just spread the word.
It's a discovery thing, and if you're watching online, thank you. Leave comments. That's always very handy and useful. It's good to see people watching. I like seeing the comments. I like seeing the numbers.
There's a lot of people, and we got a lot of people who repeat watchers and repeat commenters too. We appreciate it.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's really cool.
Don't feel free. Don't feel you have to say like thank you or good to watch or something. If you want to leave a comment, leave it about the content so that we
about
get.
Me.
We love you, Stephen. You look amazing. A great shirt, nice logo. Tell him that kind of rubbish. You know.
No, I don't want to hear that.
But also, let me say this: with the greatest of respect to audio podcast listeners, YouTube podcasts are much more shareable because you can how many
the videos are shareable.
I think people are more likely to click on a YouTube link than a podcast link.
Yeah, right. What about a Spotify link that can now play on video?
Thank you, Stephen. Good point. Spotify.
Got your back, mate.
If you're listening on Spotify, I assume you just noticed that it's video.
Hello, you can watch us on Spotify. Not just YouTube.
If you're an audio listener on Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Amazon, wherever you're listening, and you've wanted to do the video, but you've annoyed because you don't like YouTube, well, Spotify might be the reason. This might be the reason to switch to Spotify. It's happening. Video is there as well.
Does that mean we've arrived? That sort of video
after 13 years.
It's only taken 13 years, but Spotify video is on.
Well, see, you remember Leo Laporte?
Yeah,
the tech guy in America.
I remember. I was on his show.
Really?
Yeah. When the original iPad came out, he used. We did a story for the Telegraph about how a restaurant, and this was when the iPad brand new.
Yeah.
A restaurant in Australia, in the North Sydney somewhere, was starting using iPads as their menus.
Yeah. How'd that kick on?
That made it around the world. And Leo Laporte, I was on our video he showed on his.
I used to watch him a lot, a lot. I used to watch Twitch.
Is he still going
regularly?
Is he still going?
I'm going to get to that. And he had a radio show just like ours.
Yeah.
Syndicated. He stopped doing that last year. And I remember him expanding. He just went out of his little house, expanded in a big way. Had all these different podcasts. I saw a story last night that he's sacked a bunch of people and he's going to lose $1 million next year because podcasting's dying. And I'm like, dude,
Excuse me?
it's growing here in Australia.
Excuse me?
Well, no, I think the problem is revenue. He relies on ad revenue based on views and listens and stuff, and the advertisers are all going to YouTube. And I'm like, mate, YouTube's where it's at, buddy. We're there. Okay, one step ahead of you, Leo.
Hello.
We're here.
Yeah.
Although there's no YouTube revenue. I'm making the YouTube's ad-free because I think it's important.
Because I noticed it's on EFTM's channel, not Tech Guide's channel.
No, it's just,
We'll just do a split, mate, if you want.
Mate. Oh, did I make a
But
ad-free?
is it now? Can I
remember.
in all seriousness, but having it on both of our channels, it diminishes our SEO.
It ruins
is
the
that right?
SEO,
Right.
because they see the same content manipulated.
And I might get a copyright strike or something, would I? Or
That's a good idea. I might do that. Might click the copyright button.
come on, mate.
But no, anyway, we appreciate you watching.
And the private feed still in the link below.
Private feed in the link below. If you've got
Private
this far
feed.
through, you're going to watch the private feed. We know
Hello.
that. But it's amazing how few people do.
Right. Oh, so the private's still not caught on as much as the main show.
Not at all.
Do they know that it's there? Come on.
Well, we've said it.
Yeah. So as the private's that have been popular audio,
Yes.
but the video private is still catching on.
In fact,
Still finding an audience.
I've been looking at some numbers on Apple.
Yeah.
The private feed outranks some other shows.
Really? Wow. What does that say about us? I think it's shorter too. It's shorter.
Well,
Is
that
that a reason,
actually
or-
says a lot,
or is
I
it the
think, about
content?
all of our content. I think
They just like us talking
because we're
non-tech stuff.
gibbering here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I looked at it and I went, you know what? They like us as just as people.
Okay. I was going to say there was the famous Sally Field quote. You like me. You really like me. That's when she won her Oscar.
Oh, okay.
Famous little speech.
Great quote.
Yeah,
Really good
yeah.
stuff. All right, Stephen. See you next
You
week.
really like us. You really like us. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.